I'm really excited, guys, to let you know that I'm now sponsored by Boss Boxes. It's a great site. You guys can go ahead and get all your gamer needs. All you have to do is go to the website, pick what you want, go ahead and add it to your cart. And once you get to your cart, guys, when you get to checkout, you can pay with Apple Pay, PayPal. Go ahead and check out and throw that discount code in there. Go ahead and throw in Rybread, and you guys will get 10% off your purchase. It's really great. It's a really awesome site. Really, guys, it got some really cool stuff, so I really recommend you guys go ahead and check that out. I'm really happy to be sponsored by them, and I hope you guys enjoy their stuff.
How's it going, everybody? Rybread here today, and we are back with our Nashville Predators GM mode. I guess it's franchise mode, but we didn't turn on owner mode, so I'm going to keep calling it GM mode just because that's what I'm used to. Maybe next year we'll do a franchise mode. You guys let me know what you want. But anyway, enough about next year. Let's keep going on about this year, because NHL 18, I know the beta comes out later this week, I think. And that's going to be some pretty exciting stuff. I can't wait to bring you guys some beta content. But let's go ahead and get into this match against the Sharks. Now, I did see some of you guys posted what you did want to see a team's roster. I saw only one, and it was the Ottawa Senators. I'm kind of curious about that too, just because it's the Senators, to see how we traded away Ribeiro for CC, see how that defensive core is looking in Ottawa. Yeah, they still have Erik Karlsson, so they're still going to have a good defensive core, but forwards seem to be Stone Hoffman. They got Tommy Wingles, yep, Bobby Ryan, Colin White. Colin White is looking actually pretty good. Maybe we could go out and acquire him or something. I'm not sure. Logan Brown looks really good. Holy crap. Top 6 forward, 22 years of age, 87 overall. Zach Smith, Philip All is there as well. Alex Chiasson, Kamenev, yeah, that's fine for their roster. And then defensively, they've got Jake Gardner, Michael Del Zotto, Yoki Paka, Seeloff, and Mark Mathot. So a lot of turnover. I'm not used to seeing those kind of names on the Ottawa Senators. And in goal, they have Hammond and Julio Bahala. What nation? He's Canadian. Julio Bahala. Biala. That's not a very good goaltending core after Craig Anderson left. So, although that's not my problem to deal with. So my problem to deal with right now is the San Jose Sharks. So let's go ahead and check out what these lines that we're going to be facing as we take on the San Jose Sharks in round 1. As I can see there, they still have Brent Burns, and they have a decent roster. 91, 92, 98 overall-wise. But just as far as what we have, you guys should know by now. We got Forsberg, Johansson, Neal, Arvidsson, who's an 87 now, Turris and Fiala, David Perron, Raquel, and Smith, and then Sissons, Pajot, and Salamaki. So lots of morale boost because we won the President's Trophy. But still a lot of great players. And then we have Yossi, Subban, Ellis, Shabbat. Now, Shabbat is on the second pairing, guys, remember, because Ekholm was a big fat minus player. So we decided to split up Ellis and Ekholm, and this pairing right here just absolutely tore it up defensively and offensively. I think they were like in the mid to upper 20s for pluses, as well as Cody, Cece, and Ekholm. So Cece didn't really get dropped too much by Ekholm, so I think that's a good defensive pairing. And in goal, you guys know we've got John Gibson, who returned to his elite form. He is listed as an elite goalie. He had a 922 save percentage and a 232 goal against average, so not as good as last season, but certainly better than his second season with the team. So if I can expect above a 920 save percentage out of John Gibson and, a sub 2-3, hopefully, goal against average, I'm going to be really happy with the trade for Pekka Rinne. I know that one was a little bit criticized when we first made it, but, it's turning out pretty good now because, we got Ricard Raquel, who is a fantastic, third-line center for us. He's the third-line scoring forward. I think his contract is pretty favorable. Yeah, 3.8 for 3 more years. But now we got to go ahead and check out what they are rocking over there in San Jose. So they got Matt Zuccarello, Logan Couture, and Joe Pavelski. So Jumbo Joe did retire, if you guys remember. This is like Season 4 now. Timo Meyer, Thomas Hurdle, and Michael Bodker. So that's not a bad second line. Jonas Donskoy, Melker Karlsson, and Anton Tulanen. When was this guy drafted? He was drafted in the 7th round of 2017. So that's actually a really good draft pick for them. 2017 is the first season we actually got to draft. So they got a low bottom 6 forward out of that, and hell, they're making the most out of him. He looks like a pretty decent player. I wouldn't mind having him on my team. But then they got Marcus Foligno, who's now a 79, Chris Tierney, and Yannick Hansen. So a pretty good forward core. I still would give ours the edge just a little bit, just because I think we have a more stacked second line and just a deeper. Our bottom 6, especially this bottom line, you can't have Foligno. Donskoy would be on our 4th line. But anyway, time to check out their defensive core. Vlasic and Burns, that's a great 1-2 punch. But we also have Yossi and Subban, so that's great. Bergman and Braun, that's basically, no, we got a better second pairing because we got Ellis I know Shabbat's there, but he's just as good as Julius Bergman. And Ryan Ellis is definitely better than Justin Braun. And then they have Brendan Dillon and Mirko Mueller. So not too great of a third defensive pairing, especially with that 78. I mean, he's listed as a top 6. He might just be pissed. I mean, they did give this guy $4 million, so he's probably just pissed on morale. And then in goal, they probably still have, they still have Martin Jones and backup Darcy Kemper. So it's going to be a close matchup. I definitely think the Sharks are a good team, boys. But, I definitely think with our President's Trophy winning roster, we should be able to get through this round and hopefully onto the second round at least. But got to take it game at a game, or game by game, shift by shift, period by period, boys. We got to go ahead and get into game number 1 in Nashville against the San Jose Sharks. So hopefully we'll be able to get past them. Let's have it. We haven't had a good first period in a while. Let's go ahead and get it. First period. All right, so Tierney scores as we don't have a good first period. Shots are 8-5 for San Jose, so a low shooting period, but 1-0 for San Jose. Let's see if we can bounce back in the second period. And Fiala does score to tie up, but Joe Pavelski breaks the tie, and it is 2-1 San Jose as we head into this third period. We did take the lead in shots, now 19-12, so we absolutely obliterated them in shots, but it didn't do anything for the scoreboard. Come on, boys, we need at least 3 goals per game. You can't go a full game without scoring at least a goal per period, averaging it. 5 minutes left in the period, and Philip Forsberg, with 3:46 left in the period, ties it up. It's 2-2, and we're headed to overtime in game number 1. I did say that this team is a pretty good team. Their record does seem like they're a weaker team, but they certainly aren't playing like it in game number 1. Let's see. Are we going to be able to take this in front of our home ice fans on the power play? Now we give San Jose the power play. Are they going to capitalize? They don't. Neither team capitalizes, but James Neal, boys, nets the one for us, and that's 3-2. I would like to see us get 3 goals in regulation per game, but I will take a win however it comes, because all you need is 16 wins. We got 15 wins more until we are crowned Stanley Cup champions. So we got to keep checking them off, boys. Game 1 down. Now it's time for game number 2 back home. Oh, time to scout a little bit more. Sorry, boys. I've kind of forgotten where I've scouted, so I'm going to go ahead and check this out. Let's go ahead and scout for 1 week. Forwards in the ELH. I don't even know what that league is. But let's go ahead and get into game number 2 here, boys. Come on. We had a very, very good game in the first one. We did come back in that one and take it in overtime. Can we solidify it and take it, in regulation in game number 2? First period. All right, nothing. Shots are 11-11, so it's a very even period here, boys. Second period, and James Neal does score, so he's been hot in this first round against San Jose. So that's what I'd like to see, him contributing, because he doesn't necessarily, he did contribute quite a bit this season. And Logan Couture ties it under 5 minutes into this third period. It is 1-1, and shots are about even. This series couldn't be more even. We're in Nashville. Let's see what happens when we head back to San Jose, but we still got 5 minutes left in this period. Are we going to go back-to-back overtime games? 2 minutes, 1 minute, and it is back-to-back overtime games in Nashville. A very exciting first round so far. Hopefully we can take both games at home in overtime because we do have the home ice advantage. Oh, come on, Nashville. And Logan Couture gets both goals, single-handedly wins the game. And James Neal's 1 goal is all we're able to muster, and it's a 2-1 victory for San Jose. So it seems like defense is the number 1 theme here in these first 2 games anyway. It is 1-1 in the series. We need to come back. Oh, Jean-Gabriel Pageau is not happy about his ice time. Hopefully that doesn't hurt his morale too much. Maybe I should make a little bit of a shake-up and try and... David Perron. Pageau could be... He's got an 88. He's a better forward than Perron. And you know what? There we go. We'll put Perron on that 4th line and then move Pageau up with Raquel because Pageau is a 3rd-line scoring forward. So hopefully that'll fix his ice time woes and maybe provide a little bit more scoring because that 3rd line... actually, none of our lines are really scoring besides James Neal, really, because I think it was, I forgot who scored the first goal, but Fiala did. Fiala scored 1, and then I'm forgetting who scored the other ones. But now it's time to head out west to San Jose. We're in Nashville, all the way over to the West Coast to see San Jose in the 3rd game, and the series is tied 1-1. Can we take game number 3 and put ourselves ahead in the series? Let's get it off. We got to get off to a strong start to do so. First period. And Pageau scores, boys. That move up from the 4th line to that 3rd line. Seems like he's rewarding me with a good performance. Let's see if we can get some more. Second period. Philip Forsberg scores and Couture scores only 23 seconds later, but it is still 2-1 for Nashville, boys. Here we go. Third period, pivotal period, up by 1, though. That's the most important thing. 2-1 Nashville. We got this, boys. Come on, shots are about even. I know our defense is good. Get us that insurance marker on the power play. And Roman Josi on the power play. Yes! Gets us a 3-1 lead over San Jose with 5 minutes left in the period here. 3 minutes, 2 minutes, shots are even. And Colton Sissons on that fourth line center does net the empty netter. And it is 4-1 final for Nashville as we take game number 3 and go up 2-1 in the series. Now let's go ahead and check out who did well. It seems like Forsberg and Neal. Yeah, that first line did well. Johansson. Gotta break that habit, boys. Josi, and then Pajot, and Sissons, and Smith, and Subban. Yeah, there's lots. Oh, look at, we got a minus. This Turris, Fiala, Arvidsson line, and Shabbat and Ellis were all minuses. So I should pay more attention to plus minus and see who's getting scored on and not putting pucks in the net, because that second line doesn't seem to be doing too great so far. Plus minus, but that was one game. I'd check the stats if we weren't up 2-1. If we were down 2-1, I would check it and then maybe make a change for that second line. But I'm going to rock with what we got. It seemed to work last time. Let's see if we can take a commanding 3-1 series lead in game number 4 in San Jose. Let's go, boys. Let's get off to another strong start. 1-0 is a strong enough start for me. First period. All right, it's 0-0, but we do have the lead in shots by 1. But like I'm saying, any period where we come out with more goals than the opponent is a win in my book. We got to take it shift by shift, period by period, game by game, boys. Second period, let's see if we can win this period. Here we go. And nothing still. But Nashville, we have 22 shots to San Jose's 19. It is 0-0. Are the goalies going to hold up? And Ryan Johansson on the power play. We're still on the power play, and we can't net another insurance one. Now we give San Jose the chance to tie it on a power play that's extremely long, and it ends. And it's 1-0 Nashville as we have 31 shots to their 22. And Colton Sissons center. When the dude plays center, the dude is clutch. 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute, and boys, look at that. John Gibson has himself a shutout against San Jose, a 2-0 victory. And man, nobody's going to be a minus in this one. How many shots did he face? How did he do? 26 shots, 26 saves. Now, that's not a lot of shots against, but he was able to hold up. So let's go ahead and check out the points. 1 point night for actually Perron on that fourth line. It seems like Perron and Sissons have something going together. They seem to be doing well. Because Sissons scored an empty netter. I wonder if Perron assisted on that one last time. I don't remember. I don't think he had a point, but yeah, that fourth line, and I think Pajot should be on the third line, and Perron should be on the fourth line. Jesus. All right, but now we're back home with a chance to close it out in 5 against the team that knocked us out just last season in the Western Conference Finals, the San Jose Sharks. A totally different team, though, boys. We're different. They're different. Let's see if the series is going to end differently. Let's get it. We're at home. We got the home ice fans. The country music is playing. The streets are crowded. Everyone is loving it. Everyone's got their nice gold Nashville Predators jerseys. Man, I love those gold jerseys. They are sick. I don't like what Adidas did to them. I like the old ones, but, just my opinion. But let's go. First period, strong start. Here we go. And Philip Forsberg. That's a win this period, boys. Shift by shift, period by period, game by game. 1-0 at the end of 1 as we double their shots. Let's see. Can we win the second period as well? And Kyle Turris, it's 2-0, boys. And there we go, 2-0 as we start the third period. Shots are in our favor. We are 28-22, but we give San Jose a power play, the chance to come back, and they don't take advantage of it, but they are putting the shots on, but then they give us a power play. Can we extend the lead to 3? It's a long one. It lasts almost the 5 minutes almost. All right, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute, and there it is, boys. Cody Ceci nets the empty netter, and we are on to the next round. Wow, what an absolutely dominating performance after game number 1. Or what was it, game number 2 that we lost? I forgot which one we lost. We'll check that in just a second. But yeah, points seem to be spread out quite well. The Turris Arvidsson line seems to have gotten a point because Turris got a goal. Arvidsson got an assist on that. Rickard Rakell actually got an assist, and so did Pajot, probably on Cece's goal. Forsberg scored, and Arvidsson and Turris. Turris got a goal. Wait, okay, interesting. And then goaltending again, boys. 32 saves for John Gibson. He did have some work to do. but he stops every single shot en route to carrying us to the second round of the playoffs. Man, these 5 games, it was a good series. Nobody really blew out the opponent. But, I mean, look at a 3-2 overtime win, and then a 2-1 overtime loss, and then we started to pour it on. After we lost that one in overtime, we came back with a big push, a 4-1 win, a 2-0 win, and a 3-0 win. So back-to-back shutouts for John Gibson, and the San Jose Sharks unable to muster any kind of offense, only getting 1 goal in the last 3 games, and they scored 4 goals in 5 games. That is not going to win you a series, but especially if that's your defense, that's going to win you a series, boys. We scored, what is that? 2, that's 5, that's 14 goals in 5 games. That's definitely what's going to win you a series. 4 goals against, 14-4 is going to win you. Whoa, wait. They scored 2 there. Yeah, no, they scored 5 goals. I was counting that as a win, my bad. But yeah, they scored 5 goals. We scored 13. 13-5 in a series for goals is great. That's going to certainly take you on to the next round, because if you can outscore your opponent by 8 in a round, Jesus. Especially 2 shutouts in clutch games. Man, those shutouts by Gibson were huge. It's hard to put into words just how important it is when you have good goaltending and good defense. We were out shooting them. We are one of the first teams to move on. It looks like Philly swept the Capitals, but man, we got lots of rest coming up. Good thing we don't have anybody injured, because, then we would, Milwaukee got eliminated from the playoffs. That's kind of disappointing. But as we'll check out and the Oilers eliminate the juggernaut that is the Vancouver Canucks, and the Calgary Flames didn't even make the playoffs, did they? They did not. They were up at the top around a month ago in the season. They must have just maybe they had somebody get injured and it was a big injury to them. But there we go, boys. One more series left. Is it going to be the Kings? Is it going to be the Coyotes? And it is the Coyotes. All right, we did seem to handle them this season. I didn't think they were that great of a team, but they did make the playoffs. And it is Edmonton versus Arizona. We have to face the St. Louis Blues. It is Buffalo, Toronto over in the East, as well as Columbus, Philadelphia. Some interesting matchups over here in the West, especially. Well, us versus the Blues is one that you probably could have predicted. But Oilers, Coyotes, that's not one anybody would have predicted. And James Neal had a very solid first round with Philip Forsberg and Subban Johansson. Pajot, after moving him up to that third line, really cashed in, getting 3 points in, I think, 4 games. So good for him. The fourth line is doing well, but you know what line isn't doing well? That Turris Arvidsson Fiala line is just not clicking the way I'd hope it would. We did win, but that might be a line I look to change if something goes wrong. And how could I forget? John Gibson, his tremendous performance helps us into the second round. Don't get me wrong, guys. I don't seem too hyped, but I am really, really happy we got out of that round and made up for last season and just crushed. I wouldn't say we crushed. It wasn't blowout. It wasn't flashy, but we just absolutely dominated them. All facets of the game were in our favor, and we were able to take it in 5 games, 4-1 in the series. We only allowed them to score 5 goals. You're going to win most series. If Gibson and the defense can put up that performance against the Blues, I'm confident we can make it back to the Western Conference Finals. But got to take it one shift at a time, one period at a time, one game at a time, boys. And that's it for this one. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see some more. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.